Our wonderful listeners, you're welcome again to your wonderful program and favorite program, Issues of the Moment. This is just like a scratch of the program because the program will be coming fully to you tomorrow. But today, I just want to give us a hint of what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Some of you who are conversant with the latest news in Nigeria will remember when the National Assembly said that the poor should be allowed to breathe. After that, there is this, assertion and also statement, alleged, was said by one of our governors in the state. And when I compare this statement with what happened with to one of our Abia State governors in those days who said that he can never empower his enemy, one begins to wonder. The common patrimony that belongs to everyone, every Nigerian and every member of the society, how come one person is claiming it because you find yourself or see yourself in a position of power and so on? And that is to say that there are too many things to be said. Today we are looking at a statement as alleged said by Governor of Jigawa State, Governor Sule Lamido of Jigawa State, who was quoted last week as saying that Nigeria cannot break up because members of the elite are united in preserving their advantages over the masses, irrespective of their differences of tribe and religion. If you look at the statement, it sounds, I wouldn't say a little hypocritical, but it sounds and gives a clear view and cut of what is happening in Nigeria even as we speak today. It looks as if the biblical statement is fulfilled here in Nigeria, that the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer. Now, if you look at some years back, I remember when it was a very big fracas between the then president of Nigeria and the Abia State governor. It looked as if two of them would never go from one side anymore. But at the end of the day, they still eat together. Then when you compare it with what is happening with what His Excellency Sule Lamido of Jigawa State said, you now begin to wonder, what kind of country are we? You remember a program we presented to you here about the parliamentarian who asked the members and even the Speaker of the Federal House in their country to stop the sharing and increment of his personal salary, that they are voted by the masses and the masses are hungry. Why will they be representing themselves alone instead of the masses who brought them to power? Now let us look at this statement, and also by tomorrow I want to give you a clearer view of the statement so that by tomorrow, when we'll be on air, you can make your contributions. Nigeria, he said, is too weak to break. Who will break it, he asked. The ordinary person in Jigawa, or the ordinary person in Sokoto, or the ordinary person in Bayelsa? Is it the Igbo vulcanizer or the Yoruba woman selling kerosene by the roadside, or the Okada men in Delta? They don't have the capacity to unite because they are burdened by poverty. The question becomes, who impoverished them? We have taken away from them their dignity, their self-esteem, their pride and self-worth, so that they cannot even organize. At times I begin to wonder, because I was not an eyewitness to this statement, I begin to wonder if a leader can say this. And that is why as I talk, I still say it is alleged. But it is important we look at this statement, because this is exactly what has been happening in this country. And if you look at it from all my analysis, and I told us the other time that some of us are victims of corruption in this country. And you will also agree and believe with me that any time any governor mounts the podium of leadership in Nigeria, the person becomes richer than the state he even governed. Just like even the president, the local government chairman, and so on. Except these days that the governor has taken over the local government affair, the local government chairman are just the even real councillors are better than most of the chairmen because of the way the governors are taking it. Straight from the horse's mouth, a candid admission that it is the elite who run Nigerians' affairs that have kept the common man squalid, wretched, and in hell despite the nation's economic oil wealth. We see the ruling elite quarreling and calling each other bad names, but it is just a game intended to fool the public. In reality, they are quite united in quietly sharing the money and delivering little or nothing to the various constituencies. They have a stake in keeping the country exactly as it is, weak and confused and easy to exploit. Solo Lamido's statement is a revelation. It is as if lightning suddenly flashed, pushing aside the darkness and revealing the entire landscape for one brief moment. Please pass it on if you feel. It is important we look at this, because if you look at the conduct and the character of our leaders these days, it looks as if what Lamido said is their mind, is their heart. Even if he had not said this, but this is exactly what is happening in this country. Tell me, we all were crying and suffering until today. The 35,000 naira minimum wage has not been implemented, and yet 165 million naira was approved for SUVs. That is just SUV vehicle alone for the members of the National Assembly. What about the people that voted them to power? They have no say. And so it is obvious that the impoverishment of the members of the society is a deliberate act. We are going to look at this tomorrow, and our team of discussants and analysts will also have a lot to say about it. And while we are preparing for it tomorrow, we also wanted to look at it, because we will open our phone lines tomorrow as soon as the discussion starts, so that you can make your own contributions. And we are going to look at it from Abia State here. Those that have led us in this state, what and what, how have we gained, and what has happened? Instead, their families and their cronies get better. Even those that were not anything to write home about are better. The question becomes, what happens to Nigerian certificates? What happens to our university education? Does it matter even if you have a first class honors in your university degree, and then you don't have anybody to assist you, and nobody? Even those without qualifications, without certificates, are doing better. Another point in this town in Abia State, where the so-called Aburos owned houses and so on as a result of government help. Where do we go from here? He that walks alone is in front and behind. This we'll be looking at tomorrow. We want you to keep it with us tomorrow, and we want you also to be part of this program tomorrow. Thank you. Until I come your way again. That is why I'm playing you African China. I remain your man, your friend and brother, Uncle Man, Chidedum Godson Adele. We'll be right back.